This is the true story of John Allen Chau, a 26-year-old American missionary was killed on North Sentinel Island. 700 miles off the coast of mainland India, there is North Sentinel Island. It is home to the Sentinelese, this island isolated from the outside world. The island is about 8 kilometers long and 7 kilometers wide, and its area is approximately 60 square kilometers. They're one of the few mostly uncontacted groups left in the world, but they're not entirely uncontacted. Over the last 200 years, outsiders have visited the island several times, and it often ended badly for both sides. John Allen Chau attempted to contact the Sentinelese tribe and had a fervent desire of converting them to Christianity and spread Christianity to the isolated tribe residing on North Sentinel Island. Chau, despite being aware of the risks and the tribe's hostility, John paid Indian fishermen $325 to take him there on a boat, and drop him at 500 to 700 meters offshore. However, they warned him not to venture any closer, whose reputation for killing anyone who lands on their tiny island ensures that they are the world's most isolated people. Indian ships monitor the waters around the island, trying to ensure outsiders do not go near the Sentinelese, who have repeatedly made clear they want to be left alone. However, they managed and sailed at night to avoid the military boats patrolling the perimeter of one of the most unexplored places on the planet. John Allen Chau was taken near the island and dropped him at 500 to 700 meters offshore. Chau used a kayak to paddle to shore, bringing gifts including a football and fish to Sentinelese. He continued the rest of the journey all alone. On his first attempt, he carried a waterproof Bible and other gifts to establish contact but faced hostility from the tribe, compelling him to retreat. Chau came back to the fisherman's boat waiting at a safe distance. That night, he wrote about his experience with Sentinelese. This is what John Chau wrote in his diary.
Discussing the first time he ran across tribal members. As I was about 400 yards out, I heard women looing and chattering. Then I spotted 2 dugout canoes with outriggers. I rowed past one, then saw movement on shore, one unarmed man blocked while other armed with knife. I felt some fear, but mostly was disappointed they didn't accept me right away. I can now say I've been nearly shot by the Sentinelese and I've walked and cached gear on their island. Now I'm resting in the boat and will try again later, leaving gifts on shore and in rocks. Lord, protect me and guide me. This is what Chau wrote and left his notes with the fishermen.
John Allen Chau returned again to North Sentinel the next day. November 16, 2018. This is John Allen Chau's second attempt trying to make contact with Sentinelese. He sang worship songs and offered fish and gifts. John also attempted to speak with them, shouting, "My name is John, I love you and Jesus loves you." However, the Sentinelese, clearly not taking well to him, strung their arrows in their bows, and John panicked. His attempts to throw fish and gifts at them which he had brought, also did not bear positive response, only to be forced to retreat again. When a boy shot an iron-tipped arrow at his chest which was blocked by the Bible he held on, John Chau swam back to the fishing boat he'd arranged to wait for him offshore, and he wrote his diary about his second attempt experience, saying he broke off the arrow on page 453 of the book of Isaiah. This is what Chau wrote in his diary for the last time.
Chau wrote in his diary that he ran away, with tribe members chasing him, and he had to swim about a mile back to the boat at the mouth of the cove. Brian, Mary, Mom, and Dad. You guys might think I am crazy in all this, but I think it's worth it to declare Jesus to these people. Please do not be angry at them or at God if I get killed, rather please live your lives in obedience to whether He has called you to, and I'll see you again when you pass through the veil.
It is November 17th, 4:30 a.m. He entrusted his diary to the Indian fisherman before embarking on his final journey. Fisherman's boat dropped Chau at 700 to 800 meters offshore. Chau used kayak to continue his journey to the North Sentinel shore. this was the last time fishermen saw John Chau. It's not clear what happened to Chau when he swam back to the island the next morning. But on the morning of the following day, the fishermen watched from the boat as tribesmen dragged Chau's body along the beach and buried his remains. Fishermen saw tribe members on the beach burying a body they believed it was Chau, based on the body clothing and circumstances. This is what John Allen Chau wrote in his last page of his diary.
I love you all, and I pray none of you love anything in this world more than Jesus Christ.
Upon learning about Chau's death, the fisherman returned to Port Blair and gave Chau's diary to his friend, also a Christian preacher, residing in the capital city. He informed Chau's family in the U.S., who contacted the Consulate General of the United States in Chennai for assistance. The Andaman government was notified on November 19. On November 21, the Director General of Police issued a statement on the restrictions on public access to North Sentinel Island. This real story quickly gained momentum and fanned out digitally across the globe, interest heightened by the outlandish exoticism of it, by the details of Chau's grisly fate and by the sheer number of unknowns, many stemming from just how little we know about the Sentinelese. In a morbid metric of its popularity, Chau's Instagram account has been racking up followers. It had previously hovered at about 1,000, but at press time, it was nearly 22,000. In the days since, some questions have been answered, but many others emerged. Questions remain about Chau and his motivations, and of course questions about the island and the islanders. Was he a missionary or an adventurer? A pure-hearted emissary or an arrogant colonialist? Many readers, encountering mention of North Sentinel Island and its inhabitants for the first time, were left scrambling to understand a place seemingly sprung from the mists of history. Where and what is it? And who are these people? And could such a place really still exist in the 21st century? And if it does, why would someone risk not just his own life, but the lives of the Sentinelese, their isolation meaning that they have little built-up immunity to disease? A common cold could wipe out the population. Particularly given their demonstrated history of not wanting to be contacted. This remains the mystery. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe my channel.